Hi, John here. This is Malaya, the new boat. Uh, it's a Norman Cross. We spent the first part of the week working on the boat. We built a new motor mount. Uh, we matched it to the other side, half-inch aluminum and three-eighths aluminum bolted together. We had to cut out the back of the boat to mount this motor mount. But we have two 8 horses, and we're going to put one on each side. After that, we decided to cross Georgia Strait. Uh, we had Dirk, my son, had a few days off. We wanted to go over to Gibson's. We picked a windy weekend to see if the boat would perform, but I think it overtook us.
Morning, YouTube. Yeah, we're headed out to go across Georgia Strait. Malayas in the wind, 15K. Yeah, I don't know if you can see all that, but yeah. Got full sail up. Coming out of the southeast, kind of beating into it a little bit right now, trying to get out of the harbor. That's Ladysmith Harbor back there. Got about a mile visibility, lots of white caps out here. And say good morning, Dirk. Good morning. There's the busy man at the tiller there. There's little red back there. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. So we headed out. How was it with the two motors?
Oh, it was absolutely fabulous. When I grabbed the tiller, it responded without having to force it.
Yeah.
It just now it's
Balanced. Yeah.
way better.
Yeah.
And then we got out there today
We
and
yarded the sails up.
yarded the sails up.
Put full sail.
Pulled the jib sail and then I pulled the mainsail and it got tangled a little bit, but I had to pull it down and re-pull it, which wasn't a bad thing. In the wind, it was a little hard to get it all the way up with the winch.
Yeah.
But I got it after it calmed down. And then, the boat handled wonderfully. We got in the big wind, and just before we got in the big wind, I got really cold and I needed to get inside for a minute and go to the washroom because I hadn't done that yet today. And light the fire so that we could dry off because it was just coming down. So I lit the fire and went to have my morning constitutional, and well, the fire backflashed because I had the front hatch open a little bit, and
The back hatch was open. Huh?
and the back hatch was open because I had just got in to go to the washroom, and too much airflow through the boat made the fireplace suck down instead of blowing heat out.
So what happened? The cabin filled up with smoke.
Yeah, and then only problem was I was wearing 4 layers of clothes, so I had to try to deal with it all.
And get all your clothes back on.
and get all my layers of clothes back on, because that was.
By that time, the smoke was coming. I was in the cockpit. The smoke was coming out of the hatch.
Jesus.
I thought there was a fire in the boat, but Dirk said, no, it just backdrafted. So I knew right away that he could deal with it. The other problem you were having, your stomach started bothering you.
Yeah, I was flopping around inside the boat, couldn't see which way the boat was turning or which way the waves were going to hit us. And
You got a bit seasick.
I got some motion sickness, yeah. So.
But you got the fire under control, and then... yeah, you threw one in the burning bucket.
Yeah.
And we threw it overboard to clear it out a little bit.
Yeah, I just let it go out.
And then let it go out, yeah. Yeah, everything you did today is, I don't want to thank you for being my first mate, because you handled things good. Even though you were, your stomach was bothering you, you still got things done, which was good. And then we turned the corner at the top of Thetis Island, and it was blowing at about 15, and when I turned the corner, it was about 20, and we were headed a little bit into it, right? Or we were going to beam reach, yeah. And then what happened to the jib line? All of a sudden, we lost our jib. It was flopping in the wind, and...
Yeah,
shackle?
The shackle on between the boom and the toe of the jib let go, and it just started flapping in the wind. The boom came loose.
And it got tangled around the stay, right?
Yeah, it wrapped itself around twice around the stay, and I couldn't get it undone to stuff it, to take it off. So, and I didn't know what had happened. Thank God it didn't tear the jib. That's what I thought had happened, because we were in...
Just the shackle just wasn't safety down, so it came off.
Yeah, so...
We'll have to safety that on, eh?
Yeah, we'll zap strap it or something. Wire tie it or something.
Anyway, I said pull it down, so you pulled it down, and then it was still flapping a bit, so you lifted the hatch and stuffed the jib, the tail of the jib into the hatch so it didn't go in the water, right?
Yeah, because it was dragging in the water.
Yeah. So we got her under control in a few minutes. I turned downwind while he was working, and we ran up to the Sylvia Bay corner. Just before that, and I made a turn between the islands. I forget that island above that. Anyway, I made the turn towards the mainland, and that put us headed for Ladysmith upwind. And then what happened? We were crashing into it.
Oh yeah, and I went up to the front of the boat to take the jib down and get it off of the boat. And we started going over the waves, and I actually ended up in the water on the front of the boat with my legs wrapped around the front stay line and what remained of the sail.
And you got pretty wet.
I got pretty wet, yeah. It was really cold. So that's what drove me inside.
So then you came inside, and got sick. Yeah, and we beat into it. My biggest concern was try not to let a wave break over the deck, because the front hatch was open a bit where the sail was tucked in, and water was running in the front hatch. We haven't checked the bilges yet, but I'm sure there's water in the front bilges. So we'll have to pump that out tonight. Yeah. Anyway, we beat into the wind, got around the corner of Coffin Point, and headed into Ladysmith. It was pretty much downwind from there into Ladysmith Harbor. We left the mainsail up, pretty much all the way in. Dirk started pulling it down about 500 yards before the mooring ball. He got it down and tied off. Yeah, and then we got the what do you call it? Pole out. Pull, pull with the hook on it to grab the mooring ball. We got that out and grabbed the mooring ball, and the boat spun around with her bow into the wind. I went forward and helped Dirk tie the lines off. We always put 2 lines on the boat just so that, yeah, if one goes, the other one's there. Good engineering trick for you guys. If you can, if one works, if you can put 2 on anything, 2 motors, 2 bilge pumps, 2 lines on your bow. Always a good idea. If one lets go, the other one takes over. You know, just good engineering practice. Anyway, I am so pleased the way this boat handled that weather. Sorry there isn't more videos. It's very, very difficult to film when, yeah, it takes all hands on deck just to handle the weather. Georgia Strait has become a curse to me. That's twice that I turned around and ran my tail for home. So that's the challenge right now. Find a day. It's good. It's not going to happen tomorrow because the wind's supposed to be blowing, I don't know, 50 miles an hour. So we're not going out there in that. We're going to enjoy our evening in the harbor. If it stops raining long enough, Dirk's going to barbecue steaks. We're going to have baked potato. We're going to eat good. We need to refuel the body here after that cold. We got inside. We got dry clothes on. We lit a big fire. We got clothes drying out all over the boat. Yeah, just show you there's stuff hanging everywhere, anywhere you can put it.
Some little baked potatoes.
Oh, we got some baked potatoes here, just little ones.
Just little ones.
Yeah. I think that'll probably fill our belly. Probably not that good for a diabetic to eat all that starch. Anyway, I'll make sure I get half of it in me anyway. And I know there's a big juicy steak, and you know what kind of steak that's better than that?
I didn't think you'd go to like that.
What do you call that? That beef that the restaurants serve everybody wants.
Prime rib?
Yeah, prime rib steaks.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So that's
Next
probably
to porterhouse. That's
probably pretty good, he says. Yeah, I think so too. Anyway, we'll talk to you later, folks. Hope you're enjoying this video. Talk to you later. Bye.